Never-Ending Narratives presents The Sorcerer's Sword, written by hero protagonist. It fills the space.
We need more than a candle and a prayer. We need something the darkness is afraid of. I hold my sword up high. The ember has refused utility work. Night vision, flat no. But this isn't a request for utility. The darkness isn't empty air, it's the enemy. It occupies this space the way an army occupies a battlefield. And the sword in my hand is raised against it. We need a weapon of light, I shout at the ceiling, grinning like a man who's either brilliant or insane. The ember hears me, and for the first time since I've known it, it doesn't hesitate. It detonates. Upward, through my arm, through my wrist, through my grip and into the steel. The long sword ignites, not silver white, not the familiar force infusion, gold. Blazing, furious, radiant gold. The light erupts from the blade like sunrise compressed into 3 feet of steel. It doesn't flicker, it doesn't waver, it burns, and the darkness recoils. 10 feet, 20, 30 feet of clear space. The passage walls revealed in sharp gold detail. The organic curves of the stone, the moisture on the floor, Harlan's boot prints glowing wet like a road map into the deep. Edwin drops his concentration on the wandering flame. He doesn't need it anymore.
That's not arcane light.
He whispers.
That's radiant. That's the kind of light the old texts describe as anathema to entropy. The light that exists specifically to push back against the unraveling of things.
He looks at me with eyes that are rewriting everything they assumed.
What are you, Kenji?
Sarah hasn't spoken. She's looking at the passage ahead, and her expression says she'll process the theological implications later.
Questions later. Move now. He just rang the doorbell.
She's right. Something below has changed. Something is attentive. I tell them we've got about 40 minutes. Double time. Eyes open for anything that looks important. Sarah increases pace. The golden light moves with us, the darkness retreating ahead in that measured 30-foot boundary. The passage descends in a slow spiral. The smooth gray stone develops veins of something darker, black threads running through the rock like capillaries. I don't touch them. First find, an alcove in the wall, waist height. Inside, a clay oil lamp, ancient, cracked but intact. Symbols on its base matching the door. Beside it, a small iron ring set with a dull black stone that catches my golden light and holds it. The radiance enters the stone and doesn't come back out. Edwin reaches for it, stops.
Don't touch it. That ring is an anchor. See how the light enters the stone and doesn't reflect? It's designed to absorb. This is how the presence feeds. Objects like this placed at intervals, drawing in ambient energy. Magical, spiritual, life force.
He wraps it in cloth without touching it and tucks it away.
Evidence.
Second find, the passage widens into a small chamber, 10 feet across. On the walls, murals, faded almost to nothing, the pigment eaten by time and the presence both, but the golden light catches what remains. Edwin stops dead.
Wait. Wait.
He steps close to the wall. His fingers hover an inch from the surface.
This is a record, a history. This figure, a circle with lines radiating outward, that's a divine symbol, a god. And these smaller figures around it.
He moves along the wall.
They're offering, willingly, hands raised. This wasn't always a place of corruption.
His voice drops to a whisper.
This was a temple, before it was a cellar, before it was a farm, before Duskfen existed. This was a place of worship, and the entity being worshipped
He points to the central figure.
is what's down there. It wasn't always a monster, Kenji. It was a god, a real one. The god of entropy, of endings, of things coming apart. And these people worshipped it because endings are part of the cycle.
He steps back.
It was dying even then. The worshippers fade across the panels, fewer and fewer, and the god's symbol gets smaller. It was being forgotten, and a forgotten god is a desperate god.
Sarah's voice from ahead, tight.
Kenji, Edwin, come look at this.
The passage ends, opens into a chamber that the golden light fills completely and still feels too dark. Circular, 40 feet across. The ceiling vaulted high enough that the light barely reaches it. The walls covered in symbols, thousands of them, layered, overlapping, carved and recarved over centuries. The black veins in the rock are thicker here, pulsing, slowly, like a heartbeat you can see. In the center, a stone platform, low, altar-shaped, and on the altar, a body. Harlan Brennick. Lying on his back, arms at his sides, eyes closed. Work shirt, heavy trousers, boots still on. His face is peaceful, not decayed, not injured. He looks like a man sleeping, except for the black veins. They run from the altar surface up through his clothing and into his skin, his hands, his neck, his face. Dark threads spreading under the flesh like roots of a plant that's using him as soil. Edwin makes a sound, small, professional, horrified.
He's alive.
The priest says.
I can see his chest moving. He's alive.
Sarah is scanning the room, sword up, turning in slow circles.
Where's the thing that walked beside him?
She says.
The drag marks. Where did it go?
She's right. Harlan's boot prints end at the altar. The drag marks end at the altar. But the chamber is empty. Then the vibration stops. Not fades, stops. The constant low hum that's been in the floor since we entered goes silent. The black veins on the walls pulse once. Hard. My sword flickers, not dims, flickers, as if something pushed against the light from outside. And a voice fills the chamber. Not sound, not words. A pressure behind my eyes that the silver-leaf tea catches and translates into something almost language.
I know you.
The ember ignites, white-hot, defensive, like a dog with his hackles up.
Not you, the thing inside you. I know what it is.
The pressure shifts, focuses, on me specifically. Sarah and Edwin might as well not exist.
You are not from here, and neither is your fire.
I give the orders first. Whatever this is, whatever it says, we came for a man. Edwin, Harlan, stabilize him, drop the crossbow. You're carrying him out. Stay in formation. Edwin doesn't hesitate. The crossbow hits stone, and he's at the altar, satchel open. He checks Harlan's pulse. Strong, breathing steady. The veins are connective, not parasitic. Harlan is plugged into the altar like a root system. Edwin presses a consecrated binding wrap against the point where the veins meet the stone, murmurs something. The amber glow of his faith flares against the black threads and they recoil, pulling back into the stone like worms retreating into soil. Harlan's body shudders, a gasp. His eyes don't open, but his breathing changes.
He's disconnected, alive, unconscious. I can carry him.
Sarah, 30 minutes. We burn 10 more? I want to see what's feeding this. She nods.
Clock's running.
I turn my attention inward. The presence is waiting, that pressure behind my eyes. Patient. Sure, I think. How about you stop this spread of darkness and we can talk this out like gentlemen? No one has to die here today. Silence. Then,
Stop.
the word lands like a stone dropped into still water.
You think I chose this?
The black veins pulse, slow, heavy.
I am what remains of what I was. I was the ending of things, the gentle dark after the last light, the final breath, the letting go. I had a purpose and a place and worshippers who understood that endings are not cruel, they are necessary.
The murals seem to shift in the golden light, the figures with raised hands, the circle with radiating lines.
They forgot me, one by one, century by century. A god without worship is a fire without fuel. I did not choose to become this.
The pressure shifts, closer.
The darkness you see is not malice. It is hunger. I am starving, little fire. I have been starving for longer than your world remembers I exist. And starving things do desperate things.
A pause, choosing words with care.
The man on the altar. He heard me, most cannot. He came down and I took what I could reach, not to harm, to survive. His life force sustains me the way a single coal sustains a fire that once burned in a hearth the size of a cathedral.
The ember flares. The presence notices.
Your fire. It is like me and unlike me. It burns where I fade. It builds where I unravel. It came from somewhere else, the same somewhere you came from.
A beat, precise, intimate, aimed directly at the question I asked myself this morning in Pip's room.
You want to know who you are. I cannot tell you that, but I can tell you what your fire is. It is the opposite of me. I am entropy. Your fire is...
The presence hesitates, the first hesitation since it spoke.
creation. Raw and unfinished, and dropped into this world 6 weeks after I began to bleed through the boundary. That is not coincidence, little fire. Something sent you. Something that felt me waking and answered with you.
The chamber is silent, except for Harlan's breathing and the drip of moisture on ancient stone.
You asked me to stop. I will tell you what stopping looks like. It looks like dying. The spread is not a choice. It is the involuntary gasp of a drowning thing. Seal this door and I suffocate slower. Destroy this chamber and I end.
A pause, then quieter.
Unless you can offer me what I actually need. Not stolen life, not a man on an altar. I need essence given freely, willingly, enough to sustain without consuming. Your fire could do this. Creation can feed entropy without being destroyed by it, the way a river feeds the ocean without the river disappearing. but that is your choice, not mine. I have taken enough choices from enough people.
The pressure withdraws, waiting. I turn to face my party. The golden light catches the chamber walls and the slow pulse of the black veins that look less menacing now. I figured out what it is, I say. It's a god. The god of entropy, endings, things coming apart. It used to be worshipped here, in this chamber, centuries before Duskfen existed. Its people forgot it. And the god without worshippers starves. Edwin's face goes white. Then something else. The look of a man whose worst theological suspicion just got confirmed.
This has been a Never-Ending Narratives production, The Sorcerer's Sword, written by hero protagonist. Thank you for listening. New chapters arrive weekly. Stay tuned.